Yo, what's going on, E7 fam? Pat here, back with just a couple of quick announcements before we jump into this week's Stu Talks. Number one, I've been sick for the past 5 days or so sorry that it's a bit late. Number two, I want to thank Hezmana because without him, this wouldn't have been possible. We hosted this event at his place, so that leads us into number three. The whole thing was shot at his place on a cell phone between my cell phone and Divine's cell phone, so hopefully some of the background noise, some of the scuffed audio, and the visuals don't detract from the experience too much. It's just kind of what we had on hand at the time. So again, sorry for that in advance. And then finally, this entire podcast was shot before Awaken Potential was scrapped as a system, so you will hear us actually reference that. Again, thank you Hez so much for making this possible. Enjoy now. Yo, what's going on, E7 fam? I'm Sue, and as you guys can tell, I'm not alone. I'm with these wonderful gentlemen. They are Epic 7 players, as you guys remember from last week, from the previous Stu Talk with our man Divine here. I asked you guys to submit some questions that you guys would like to ask some high-end Epic 7 players, as well as, again, Divine here. So yeah, you guys submitted your burning questions, and, let's introduce who we got, and hopefully we have a pretty good discussion.
I'm Hezmana. I am the degenerate waifu-only player who... perpetually not quite legend.
the famous Falcon or Cleaver player. A lot of you guys have always asked me, who's the famous Falcon or Cleaver player that I always mention in my videos? It's this man right here. Alright, so who do we have after Hez here?
I am apparently the cult leader of the Church of Violet. I am the biggest simp for Sarmia thighs. I go by Inori or Icon. That's about it.
I guess I'm next. You'll either know me by either as Drac or HoYoYo. I'm one of the people that greatly advocate for Elfelt and one of the pioneers for single target cleave.
I'm Valk. It is now Sunday. I haven't had to think about Epic 7 since Thursday. Thank you.
Alright, so that's our panel. Alright, so let's just jump into the first question, which was submitted by a viewer, which is, what is your favorite character design? Not necessarily your favorite character, but what do you think is the coolest design character in the game?
One of my favorite designs, other than the lacking bust thighs, is a Apocalypse Robbie.
Are we talking about the character, the kit, or
Whatever. What do you think is the best character design? Probably visually, aesthetically. Who do you think is the coolest looking character?
Visually aesthetic, I like Lionheart Sarmia. But in terms of theme,
culture,
I am obviously a huge advocate for Violet because I just like edgy dudes stabbing people to death. Clearly.
So, in terms of character kit, for me, it is actually Fire Robbie. I really like characters that have built-in lifesteal. And then in terms of actual character design for the art, I love SC Phyllis's design. It is an amazing piece of art.
Okay. Falky.
Briar with Caesarea. 3 years out, I still think I can fix her.
He still thinks he can fix her. Oh, dude, the amount of people for Abyssal Eupheme, by the way, who have told me they can fix her is just too damn.
You can fix her. You can fix her. She's... Listen.
Why do you need to fix her?
You know what? That's the better point. The real hope is that she'll fix me. So,
Cameraman Divine, who's your favorite character design? Who do you think is the coolest looking character in Epic 7?
I think it's unfortunately Kane.
You think it's Kane?
I think Kane not only has the best design, as I've said many times before, he's the most relatable Epic 7 character because just like me, he fails at everything he was destined to accomplish. And he has no real purpose on this earth. So I think we're really vibing together on that. We're really succinct one-to-one on our experiences.
That's a mood, brother. That really is a mood. If we're talking about gameplay too, it's still Briar with Caesarea because I like to have fun and winning is quite fun.
Alright, next question. If you could buff one hero in the game, who would it be and why would you buff them? Again, we can start with Hez, or we go reverse order with Valky.
You can go in reverse order this time, because I'll have to think about this one.
What kind of buff are we talking about? Because in Hez's case, he was like, I want an art buff.
Oh, an art buff?
I want, you got to get that reverse Korea buff. You got to get the You got to get the PG lifted. You're like, oh, thank God.
Fuck it, I like winning so much. Buff Briar, which is Saria. Buff Navy Captain Landy. Just let me win some more matches, man. I love video games.
But here's my thing, right? What the hell are we going to do with the 4 stars? Especially the ones that aren't useful.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying Crozet.
There's 4 stars in this game?
Yeah, there's 4
We're just gonna leave them to rot.
That's what I'm saying.
There's
You
so
can't-
many 4 stars.
Yeah, I mean, everybody who's watched my channel already knows I would like Corinne or Cirilla buff just because I like those characters.
Which one?
Which one?
There's
Just
3
Cirilla.
Corinnes. No.
Oh, okay. Well, no, yeah. Well, give Cirilla love. Cirilla needs love at this point. Like Cirilla might as well be like the poster child for this damn podcast that I've been working on because she somehow rears her head in every single one of these discussions. But yeah, that would be my pick, just because. So... oh, what a cute doggy. Oh, but yeah, no, seriously. That character's like technically, I guess, a limited 4-star. Doesn't have an ML version, and is just outclassed by Red Sarmia in like every piece of content.
And then I'm over here like, I just want to fire Sarmia buff so I can use her in RTA.
Let's go.
The last time I got to use her was like 3 seasons ago.
3? Dog, it's been longer than that for me. It's been like 5 seasons.
Yeah, unfortunately, K-Kai caught Sarmia's hands.
Can I get some more like elf buffs? I'm looking for some hit chance to go alongside with my Elagos cleave going on.
Thanks.
Hez, what you got? What'd you come up with?
I mean, if I'm following my heart, I would just buff APOC. Give her built-in F Maya passive.
Give her a
Easy game.
Easy
Oh,
life.
dude, this guy, you're too much. Although that said, I do think Apocalypse kind of needs something because I don't particularly think she's super great in this meta. But
Oh well, surely we're just gonna get her awakening potential.
oh
Or
yeah,
she'll get everything she needs built into her imprints.
If I go 1 year without APOC being a dominant unit, I don't know what I spent money for.
I'm kicking down for Landy getting the Awakening update. I've noticed that Landy has been falling off for first pick recently. I think she needs to be back at 100%.
oh, at 100% pick ban rate
Yeah.
for first. Okay, yeah, she's like only like what 70%.
I think she's only like 80%. I think that's just not high enough for clearly the WC poster child.
Agreed.
I think I agree with that.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on, guys. What is your dream collab for Epic 7? If you could have any IP for Epic 7, what would you want it to be?
A competent game developer.
Oh no, Valky's tilted up.
Yeah.
I'm not Valky, I'm Valk. Valk and Valky not the same person. Please understand.
Yeah, we have League Valk here.
Oh, we have League Valk here. Oh, dude.
So you don't want
League Valk is like, what the fuck are you doing in my lane?
Epic 7 and a competent game developer. What a dream.
I thought you would have went with like HoLoLive or something like that.
I'm in the same vein. He went with the developer. I'm with the competent storyteller.
Oh, Divine, you got something.
I've been
to say?
trying for I've legitimately sat there 3 times being like, listen, I can find a way to link episode 1 back in. I'll figure it out, okay? That we could bring Tenebria back. There's 4 of her, and they're all useless.
Yeah. No, with me and Divine, if you guys didn't catch last week's episode, we spent a pretty good time ripping Epic 7's narrative to shreds. So I'm glad, I guess, to see that we're not alone. I know a lot of people in the comments were agreeing. They're like, hey, base take, Divine and Sue saying episode 1 and 2 is pretty good, but what the hell's with the rest of the story at this point?
So I would go with Konosuba so I can get Best Girl Darkness in the game because we need that.
I would say Fate, but that's a pipe dream and a half.
Oh, okay. I mean, that's fair. I understand that. I would.
But if we're talking about a non-anime, I'm giga down for well, it's technically anime. I'm giga down for a Grand Blues fantasy type of collab, purely because the art is good.
This is actually true. Yeah. Same artist, same art company does the art for Shadowverse, and I think that artist, whoever they are, they're just amazing. So I'd be down for that. All I really know about Grand Blue is just from Fantasy Verses. So basically, Catalina. Just give me Catalina. That would be it.
In terms of games for me, I think the collab that I would choose is one that would fit like extremely well into the universe, which would be Hyperdimension Neptunia.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we were talking about this actually last night. Like, I've had people tell me to play this game because they swear I would love it, but I have never actually played it. So,
So P.
It's a really good game. You should really try it.
Yeah, no, for those of you who've never played it, from what I understand, it's basically like the console wars, as if the consoles themselves were different waifus. Like, is that pretty fair to say?
Yeah, and they constantly get thrown into alternate dimensions and universes.
Hence, I guess, hyperdimension. Okay. It makes sense.
And the villains are the
cheat engines.
Oh, really?
like one of the main villains in one of the games is R4.
Oh, okay. Alright, so moving past collabs. Okay, so this is another user submitted question, specifically from a newer player. How do you guys currently feel about the rate of gear acquisition and Mulligors for newer and intermediate players in Epic 7?
Absolutely perfect. I didn't even want to play.
Oh, speaking of that, you're better off not playing the game for 16 days if you want to get more gear.
Oh no. So yeah, but we'll just take the time. Go ahead, Inori. Inori is one of the people who took the 16-day break, where you can get the extra counter and speed set gear. So let him know
I'll
how
say it this way. A good chunk of my gear rolled like dog, and I can still find usage for about 8 pieces over 70 gear score.
That's like 90, not over 90 equipment score for those.
I'm going to let you guys know real quick. He got a 25 speeder. He's fucking lying.
Yeah, no, he's it's over
95.
over 95 equipment score.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty good, I would say.
So I think for newer players, Mulligoras are fine. You get a lot of Mulligoras from a lot of different stuff, like the Adventurer's Path and the Hunt. Clearing the hunts. So you get a shit ton of Mullas there, and that's enough. But I think gear kind of sucks for new players.
Yeah,
It takes a long time to get enough gear to really play RTA, depending on the way you're trying to play.
Yeah, I
Especially since we had that kind of switch up from a lot of people being like, speed set used to be so dominant, such an easy recommend. Now there are a lot of places where Destro is the best gear set wise, and then you have all these other options. You can fine tune with Rift, but once again, as we all know, that's not an easy nor accessible path for new players, especially because you're going to need heroes like Kayn. And if you put Kayn on your account, you actually get flagged, from what I hear, for making bot choices, as some people have told me. I'm joking, but you will probably get laughed at by somebody.
Yeah, at least Tristan, right? Like, at least Tristan will make fun of you for Kayn. That's for sure.
I think the thing is with a lot of new players, because Epic 7 is kind of an obtuse game with the way resources are bottlenecking your progression. It is really important to focus on one content type at a time and putting your resources towards getting a very optimized clear to let you progress to the next segment. So in such a way where I think now we have way more Mulligor income, and I think the system is like stupid as a baseline, right? But just because the system is stupid, it doesn't mean you also have to be. So you play smart with it, and you very carefully optimize and funnel your resources to go from one point to one point to one point, and you should be able to see yourself getting into RTA with like a small competent roster somewhere between 6 to 8 months if you really like put your mind to it.
My only worry about that, Valk, I talked about it a little bit before, where I reviewed our God Emperor Carr 6's videos and some other content creators, since I've been stalking all of you for a couple months now. And there are a lot of units that people, even like 6 months ago to a year ago, would have said like, man, you need this unit or you need that. And then you realize that is a resource sink that you're never going to get back. I know, Pat, when we did that artifact video, you would have remembered that one of the first videos we saw researching for it was Carr a year ago going, Seaside Bologna, what can I say, boys? Must build. You're also going to want to max out her artifact. And that's just so far from the truth nowadays.
Yeah, no, it's Drink is not really in like a super great spot right now. Like aside from SSB, I can't really think of.
There was
Drink.
only one use in the past for Drink outside that, which was Flitica, and that was when the people were doing the Flitica fleet. And Guiding Light's way too powerful now as an artifact being used for Rangers.
Yeah.
So
Kind of speaks to the pace at which things change in this game, which is, I guess, for better or for worse.
Yep, meta comes and goes, but Aureus and Book stays all the same.
And
Yeah.
Guiding Light.
That's why it's
you
on.
might not, with the awakening potential, more units just getting S-score by default now. Aureus might be on the way out. You never know. Book might be on the way out. Hey, maybe instead of getting one book, you get 2 books.
Oh no, they're about to release the 5-star book.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same
Outtakes
thing.
coming out.
Same brain cell. Me and Jack, same brain cell here. Like, where's the 5-star book? Fumir, her artifact, start with 30 souls.
We have to quit. There's no way we stick around if they just put 5-star book out, right? That's got to be crossing a line.
I
They
think
just
that's
give us a whole
crossing-
library.
I think
Okay.
that's crossing a line. Yeah.
I don't think enough lines.
Yeah, I don't think they'll call it Book. They just call it a scroll.
Scroll.
Scroll of your souls.
It's not even a scroll of souls. It's literally just like a personal fuck you written and left on your office desk in the morning when you get in.
What, you guys don't like playing RTA against a study that take 20 turns on turn 1?
No.
Hey man, you get a turn 1?
No, they get a turn 1.
Oh.
You don't get
I'm
a
good, bro. I got Bunny Dumb.
They're not even gonna make it a book. It's just gonna be the eternal librarian's key.
Yeah, it just says, if this is the only artifact, if just unit take turn 1, your team start with 10 souls.
Oh,
100 souls. That's the limitation to the arty.
So you just have infinite souls.
Yes.
The great library of Babylon.
Oh no.
Yeah, I guess in terms of my own thoughts, I don't think that there's a problem with player progression anymore. Player progression at this point has accelerated so much, and the amount of Mogoras have also just increased drastically.
Mhm.
And the amount of characters and stuff that we get at the start of the game to actually build is very streamlined in the way where like we're trying to go into Wyvern and actually get gear, go through adventure. I don't think that there's really a need for like going into talking about increasing Molo or anything, but I think maybe going in actually increasing like the amount of characters that we actually use to simplify things to actually just make progression easier is probably using it for a player to start it off.
Okay. All right. So here's another question that came from a newer player. Do you think that speed is currently too strong in Epic 7? Do you think turn 2 players need more consideration from the balance patch team when it comes for balance adjustment?
Turn 2 is so strong right now. It's ridiculous. You can't play aggro. You can't really play Cleave if you want to. Like, that's the thing, right? Because a lot of people don't take turn 1 and they just automatically like to play victim. Oh no, what am I going to do? Turn 2 is so strong right now. Don't even at me.
Yeah, I agree. Turn 2 is really strong. Like, I think speed as a stat will always be the most broken stat in any turn-based game because if you take more turns, you do more stuff. But the speed play style in Epic 7 right now is definitely at the lowest point it's been in a very long time.
There are a couple of base rules in game design, as somebody who studied it a lot, that I tend to follow. And first turn advantage is just too strong. Scaling all the way back from chess to real life, black pieces are always going to be a disadvantage because white pieces will always take the first turn. And I think that really screams out the issue, right? If a game 1,000 years old has a problem with speed, Epic 7 wasn't going to come out and defy the laws of how game design works on its head.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be an advantage stat. Now, how advantage it should be is the question. But you've also got to put into the idea that from the beginning, the developers have put in systems to try to mitigate that, right? That's why you have speed RNG to some effect, right? That's why you're not supposed to always know your opponent's speed unless you put out a whole website that easily tracks that as well as other... I think we had some more questions. Let's ask some more questions.
I mean, I think speed, for the most part, is always going to be good because, like we all said, it's a turn-based game. Getting proactivity in a game where you are... Because E7 is a turn-based game. It's not like Yu-Gi-Oh! Where you can reactively react to what your opponent's doing.
Yes.
You are just sitting there and hoping that whatever their game plan is turn 1 doesn't ruin yours.
Come on, just proc Sharoon. Just proc. I just need a couple proc Sharoon.
Just proc. Give me that counter.
I don't think that there's a problem really with speed itself. I think that the problem lies more so in the opener units that have been released in the past, like literally 2 years. The power level of those openers is probably the actual problem with speed that we actually have.
I think I'm inclined to agree with that. Like, I know Valkyrie say don't like to play victim, because I'm definitely one of those people that does like to complain a lot when I get outsped because I don't have like a ton of speed gear. But there is some truth to what Hez and Valk are saying in that for the most part, speeds like an aggro or a cleave playstyle is definitely the worst it has ever been. Like, cleave is really bad right now. I could say that. And aggro, from what games I played this season, does feel particularly weak. But like Drac is saying, the fast units that have come out, like your Rands, your Conquerors, your Paras, they just do so much for a character that gets to take turn 1. So I think that's probably where my ire should be, is like you're saying, these like really fast, like, you know, new age openers that we have, as opposed to like what Bazaar of yesteryear was like.
To give yourself a perspective, we went from a mid being one of the best opener to the game to unplayable.
Yeah.
So like, that's how strong openers need to be.
Yes.
I mean, we literally made, from the beginning of time, basically, Bazaar Tywin, we had 2 units to both strip and defense break. We then got Rand, who did both. That opened up a whole unit pick within a draft setting.
Yeah. Not to mention, he's one of the few characters with 2-turn immunity for the whole team, which is already like, wait, but why?
That's to ruin Politis, because during that time, Cleaver was just like, Politis is unplayable into.
Yeah, that's why Instant Blade also has a skill nullifier on it, because Violet was played at the time, and they didn't want him to just get countered and auto die. So
the other problem I have with it is that I believe that they've actually just given up on class identity.
Yeah.
So characters.
Whoa, hold on. You telling me that Navy Captain Landy isn't a knight who mitigates and protects my team?
I'm telling you that Assassin Sid is an assassin who can't outspeed anything anymore.
Touche. We'll talk about this later.
Nor can he hit anything, because everybody's somehow stealthed and hidden behind some sort of meat wall.
Well, those are all the thief units that are stealthed, because they're using that one artifact that gives them stealth because they're thieves. Was it Guiding Light? Yeah.
Yes, the thieves. Got right. Yeah. Surely the nice and squishy thieves, alongside the nice and very tanky, wonderful rangers that we have, that always get hit and are always targeted and never hidden behind anything and always just slow enough, like Lua.
Yeah.
And that will
to never be able to impact a draft whatsoever on the first turn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, it makes sense. You've got knights that are doing their best to protect the team like Landy. You've got rangers that are, you know, definitely doing ranger stuff, like our protagonist from episode 5. You remember that, Sue? Mm-hmm. Real top-notch ranger there. And then, of course, who could forget the soul weavers that back up, defend, heal, and support their team?
I will argue one thing. Levy is mitigating damage.
I was a shot at Shrew.
Thing. Levy is mitigating damage by giving everybody crit resist and killing your team before they can kill their.
I'm not
even true.
Death is the greatest equalizer.
Exactly. Death is the greatest succeed.
We should probably go to the next one, because we've been on this question for a while, and you're damn sure not using all that material.
That's true. All right. So, how do you guys feel about Rift as a game mode?
I guess I'll just start off. I think Rift is actually a great mode to actually get into gear that you might not actually have the ability to actually farm. People have difficulties starting off with like Katie's and other things. Rift might just be a way to segue into doing those other actual hunts to get the gear that you might not be able to actually clear outside of that. So I think it's a decent way to target gear that you might be unable to actually move into, depending on your stage and progress in the game.
I'll add a little bit on that one. I think Rift is actually, again, I think it's a really good mode in the sense that it combines everything. Rather than having a team for each individual hunt, you're able to just farm one mode and get whatever gear you're trying to hunt for. Mm-hmm. So realistically, it's technically a cheaper investment than hunts. because you only really have to raise 4 units. The problem with Rift is the progression system. How you have to do about 200, 300 runs before it can even becomes, more streamlined. Because certain comps that are good at the end of the Rift cycle is unplayable at the beginning.
It's really weird. I feel like most people, like, in their head, they're like, okay, I'm going to play this content. This content exists in the game. And as I play more of it, I'll get additional powers that make it, easier, but the challenge will increase as well. And it really does seem it's just like, no, you get your ass kicked in the beginning, and then you get to a point where this isn't, a third of your daily life.
I think that they've just thrown difficulty scaling out the window and made difficulty scaling hidden behind things like imprints for certain contents.
Hey. Are you trying to say something bad about Smilegate?
Oh, I said nothing about Smilegate.
All right, Hez, you haven't spoken in a while, so there was a gentleman, a Mr. ATK, who submitted a question, and his question is, if you could gender swap any character in Epic 7, who would it be and why?
So if I could gender swap any character in Epic 7, it would be Hand Guy, because then I would have that and people would stop telling me to use it.
God damn, I had a big character for that. Fuck, okay, that got me to break character. That was a pretty good one. No, the amount of times Hez is streaming in Veritas, and I'm just looking at the draft, I'm like, just pick Head Guy, this kid is fucking dead. And people are like, no, it's Hez.
You realize he
Or like he's in Baka, and it's the same thing, and I'm just like,
he only uses the female units.
I was like, oh. And it just, doo-doo. Not my problem anymore.
Oh.
As much as I like Rylan, I just want an edgy girl.
Oh, okay. You just Rylet, just straight up? Yo,
We don't have enough edgy...
We
don't have edgy girls. We don't have...
Could you imagine Rylet was a scene girl?
We have Bryceria. We have Abyssal Euphine.
Abyssal Euphine is half of Edge.
Okay. No, he wants like a scene girl. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's what he wants.
He wants a big titty goth girlfriend. That's what he wants.
I'm not even hiding it. Yes, sir.
If I had to do some picks, it's got to be like either Watcher Shuri, Elgos, etc. Like, I need a girl in a nice suit, honestly.
Dude, actually, all right. That's classy.
Isn't that Sermia?
To a point, but like I need like that dress shirt going on.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, he's talking about like King from King of Fighters, for example, or like Elena from Final Fantasy VII. Like just straight up like full on suit and tie.
Yep.
Like very professional looking. You have one in mind, Valky, or
A gender swap.
I don't have one for myself, but for some people, Destina. Right? You swap Destina to a guy, that's basically Green Ray. Some people will have a playable Green Ray, and I'm happy for them.
My Ray is pretty actually playable. He's right now with Death Dealer.
Oh, oh no. Oh, okay.
You guys have dropped the ball on this one. It's Strays.
We have Architect Micro. What do you mean?
It's big titty Strays woman loving to fight with the big sword, slashes it in
Are you
half.
talking about Strays or Young Strays that's off currently with Arana?
What the hell did I miss in the story?
We talked about this last week. Were you not paying attention?
That was a week ago. And then we got 3 systems, and I had to start packing my bags so we could be here, and so I could exit Epic 7.
Oh no.
End of 7.
All right. So we only have let me see. What do we have? We have 1 or 2 more here before we wrap up. Let's see. So we'll go into another one. This one is actually asked by our good friend Red. If you were cast to replace the voice of a character in Epic 7, who would it be? How would you do you feel? And could you give us an example?
I'll go first on this one. It would be Eaton, and I would do fine because I would just grunt.
He stole my answer.
Wouldn't it be easier to just do like maybe even like a Rammus impression from like League and just
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
I can see
Really?
that. I can see that for Eden.
You guys really, both of you are Ian? No adventurous spirit? You wouldn't want to try, like, no?
Oh, I'll be the, what's it called? Fire Elemental Spirit, the 2-star. Because they have no voice lines.
Oh, you guys are awful. Red is going to hate you all.
Jeez. Okay. If I could pick a character and replace the voice lines.
And then
If
give me an
you
example.
yourself were voicing
Voicing
it.
the character, yeah. It's like I gotta pick my mommy muscles Lena
Oh,
and replace her with like my Arnold Schwarzenegger impression.
no.
I'll be back
I'll be back.
with weapons stronger than ever.
Hasta la vista.
Hasta la
baby.
vista.
Okay, but how about like, we fix some of the mistakes of the game, right? And instead of putting up an actual professional to fuck up Archdemon Shadow, you just have me go, I smell living creatures.
I smell living creatures.
There you go.
Blessing of the stars.
Hey,
You don't even have to pay me money. I'll take Sky Stones. Right?
Hey, that's a low blow. I heard the Elated, and I think Serena Fiala's gotten pretty good lately.
Yeah, and honestly, if you wind it back another maybe 20 years, right? Me going through puberty, right? I'll do that one too. Blessing of the stars, right? Like I got that too. Shit.
I mean, we can just get the the couch cast voiceover.
Oh no. I can do. How about you, Mr. Cameraman?
Time for the voice back.
I will go back. I will redo. I'm not to say the original voice actor was bad, but I think if you're really gonna tap into the hatred that character feels, I'm gonna do ML Kawazu.
I'm a Kawazu.
I'm gonna do ML Kawazu. I'm gonna redo it.
Now
I'm gonna.
do you understand the power I possess?
I'm gonna go straight in with the Doomfist voice. It's like, now, do you understand the strength that I possess?
Ooh, actually, that's good delivery.
You will burn in Mildrik's fire. This I promise you.
My name is Kisante.
My name is Kisonte.
Hear my name
Hear my name
and know my
and
strength.
know my strength.
Alright. So last one, we're gonna end this on a fun one. This is also submitted by a member of the Subjects Guild, and once I ask you the question, you'll know right away. If you had to make Carr 6 into Cleave 6, how would you do it? And do you think you would succeed? Basically, how do you convince Carr to become a Cleaver?
If I had to
I've
make
already
Carr into
attempted
Cleave
this
6,
twice.
this is what I will do. I will go on his account, craft all his materials, spend all of his gold, so he has literally no gold left. Make sure he doesn't have any free unequips. Fribbles the account, re-gear it for Cleave, and now for at least 3 days, Carr will have to Cleave. I know because I've done this before with the Flurry comp, and he was stuck with it for 3 days until he had enough gold to switch.
Is this a permanent change I'm trying to force on him, or is it a temporary one?
Well, that's the part of the question. Do you think you would
So-
succeed?
If it's a force on him, I would go out on his account and delete Maid.
You just transmit me?
For without Maid, Carr cannot play standard.
I don't think you have. I think you're absolutely correct on that one.
just delete me, Chloe.
I think the easiest solution is just go through and just like get rid of all of the Soul Weavers, all of the knights and everything. Just leave him with only the aggro picks.
And so he just has to.
Oh, you do a FGX Merlin to his account. There you go.
Exactly.
But explain that for the viewers at home, because I know I'm also not like well versed in, so other viewers might
You
not.
know the French Cleaver Merlin,
Yes,
right?
I'm well aware of Merlin.
The fucking French.
Yeah, so this one time I was hanging out with Kukurbat, French legend player,
Yeah.
and he's like, Nelin, I once he asked me to coaching him how to play standard. I look at his account and is how you say is destroy. Every copy of all he is transmit for book.
Oh no, he transmits every Arius?
Yeah, I was like, you just do that to Carr. I'm sure he'll do it. I mean, like, okay, look, teaching Carr to cleave is the same thing as taking a turtle, gluing wheels on the shell, and just going woo. Right? You put him on a hill that's steep enough, the turtle will start rolling. That's it.
Yeah, but I think with Carr, I think there's enough pressure that like he won't even move. I think you actually have to like put a rocket pack on him or something.
Do that.
I think the thing we all forgetting is Carr in his comfort zone will pick the nearest Soul Weaver at night. So the easiest way to solve this is print out a flowchart of every single cleave pick and then delete every Soul Weaver at night. So we have no comfort to go back to.
I think you guys are taking it too far. I'm gonna be real with you. I'm pretty sure if I take all of his non-cleave hackable gear and then just put it in storage, he doesn't even know what that button is. It'll be like it's gone. We don't have to delete anything. It'll be like it's gone.
No, that's
And
what
then
I mean.
no.
Every night in Soul Weaver in storage.
No. You don't even have to put them in storage. Just unfavorite them. You think he goes below the favorited list?
There's an easier solution than that too.
Yeah.
We could literally just ungear all the units because he doesn't pick anything that's ungeared anymore, and because he ungears everything and only uses the units that are geared.
But
okay.
I don't think you've seen enough streams where Carr would pick a unit, lose, open up the gear, and be like,
and there's a piece missing. Yes, because he's been stealing pieces.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is not. Carr's gonna come across this video and be like, Sue, what the hell, man? Like, cause he always thinks I'm like picking on him, I'm being mean to him, but like I asked this question, like I asked for questions from my Twitch chat, and I had like 4 or 5 people ask me this from Carr's guild, like ask this question, like we want to know why isn't Carr cleaving? What can we do to get Carr to cleave?
Carr cleaves for
I tried
Christmas.
getting him to do it twice.
Actually, there is another solution. Release a big titty waifu that is a cleave unit,
In one kit.
and Carr would have to showcase that unit, so he'll spend 3 streams trying to cleave. That's how she.
That we just had. We had to have made MLU Fina Cleaver.
Yeah, that's what happened with Kara too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We could release ML Aria.
Oh, ML Aria is a cleave unit?
That's a
Okay.
cleave unit.
Alright, so that's pretty much it that I have for the questions. So before we go, anything else you guys want to plug, say, thank people for? Say hi to your mom.
Make Ryland evasion built in.
I want to thank Hez for giving me this opportunity to not have to think about Epic 7 for 3.5 days. It was wonderful.
You should take the 16 days.
I want to
That's
encourage
fine.
everyone to tell Smilegate that we need Big Titty APOC. Let's go.
Sky!
I would like to introduce everybody to the wonderful Church of Elfelt and the wonderful world of single target cleave. However, we've been suffering lately and we would really need some help and some guidance. Please buff all of the single target nickers. Thank you.
Ryland's on that list.
Yes.
I will agree.
Okay, I was gonna say, I don't know about this Church of Alpha. Anyone who's played Exer knows we don't buff that character. We don't like that character.
We love that character.
But he's not wrong. We don't like that character. We love it.
Oh, god damn it. Alright, so we're here with Valky and Draken and Inori. So the next question is, can you find the amphibians native to Massachusetts?
He can go on land and swim, and he's from here.
Do you not see me? You think I can swim?
Yes.
I can teach you, and then we're good.
It won't
We just
work.
need to get past this question, bro.
Hey, I can throw you a floaty.
You can't throw me. I outrun you.
And there he goes. That's it. The last hope. All is lost. I got over here with his great ball, practicing to take on Ace Trainer next week.
It's a Kirby. He's adorable.
Oh, okay.
You're gonna send him out to battle?
No, I'm going to use him to trade up and hopefully get something better.
I can sell you a magic card. $500.
Was that a magic carp or a magic card?
Card.
Oh, okay. It's trash. So do I.
Wait. Can't those turn into Gyarados?
Yeah, but I feel like that thing's overrated, bro. Like, that was good in, like, 1999. I don't know anything about Pokemon. This is where Ace Trainer stumbles upon this, and he's just like, you don't know shit about Pokemon. And I'm like, yeah, you're right, I don't.